I'ma keep it a $1.50 with all the Isagi lasers out there. You might want to click off this video if you're sensitive to yoichi harm. Matter of fact, Bastard Munich fans in general might want to sit this one out because dear god, Itoshi Rin did more than I could say. What's going on everybody, my name is Animasu, and today we're going to be overviewing Blog Chapter 273, titled Beast of Destruction. If you enjoy staying up to date with the manga and want to support my channel, please feel free to hit that subscribe button, comment below your thoughts, and join my community Discord to interact directly. Yesterday was actually my first day back in college, so make sure to wish me some luck this semester for good measure. Without further ado, let's get right into today's chapter, and best of luck to everyone going back to school. The first thing we see here is Nanase picking back up the action, kicking off a pass while calling out to Rin. The man of the chapter himself traps the ball while urging Nanase to go forward with him. However, he has no regard for being polite, and calls his own teammate weak. Hiyori, Kiyora, and Ryusei are also specifically shown with shocked expressions here, as they all know what's soon to come. Itoshi Rin then begins his assault by charging forward with his tongue hanging out in spiral eyes, assuring the Bastard Munich defense that they will be annihilated. Corona and Hiyori are shown up close, preparing themselves with Ryusei a bit further behind, and Kunigami and Shidou are still shown stuck together like glue. Itoshi Rin then swiftly dashes by Corona with a pass to himself, to then trap the ball in front of Hiyori and glide right past him. Both Corona and Hiyori are shown even reaching a hand around trying to hold him back, however Rin's stats are far higher in every category, so he easily just barges through. With Ryusei remaining a sweaty spectator, and Hiyori and Corona teaming up on the destroyer, Rin ultimately chooses a backhill pass while urging his servants for more. The ball is Shin from Tokimitsu who is holding back Ness, and Nanase Nichiro, who leaps forward to trap the pass. Itoshi Rin then lunges backwards as if someone punched him in the stomach, which obviously confuses Hiyori and Corona because bro is tweaking. He's urging them for more and more as if he's role-playing a movie villain, so he's sadly never beating the mentally ill emo allegations. He's still the go however, and Roulette turns and continues on past the defense as Nanase glances in his direction and urges him onward. His aura in this panel and overall this entire chapter is super awesome and devious looking, and you haven't even seen the craziest panels yet. Anyways, Nanase then sends a cross back to Rin as Messna proceeds to do nothing per usual, and Dumber and Dumbest over there form a triangle around the destroyer of PXG. I know Rin is just that guy, but goddamn, I am disappointed in Hiyori, Corona, and Ryusei's continuous failure in 3v1ing him. The pass then arrives swiftly to Itoshi Rin, who is leaping in the air, leaving Hiyori helplessly behind and watching in awe. With the ball further descending in the perfect position for a shot, Corona and Ryusei both dive in and slide to form a wall as Kagamaru prepares himself in the net. Stomping his foot down and focusing his gaze though, Rin traps the ball to the surprise of the defense, leaving Corona and Ryusei helplessly falling to the ground. This is twice Corona has been embarrassed by Rin to a horrible extent, and I just really hate to see our shark boy being done like this. Rin then once again handles Hiyori with a swift roulette turn, and just by looking at Hiyori's face, it's clear he knows that shit is not sweet here. All this time, Itoshi Rin has been setting up to push the absolute limits of a potential goal, and pulling his leg back, Isagi and Kaiser sprint helplessly at his front. The Emperor is shown to be in disbelief at Itoshi Rin's skill level, and Isagi, he straight up admits that he cannot keep up. With this clearly being within Rin's range and the top right net being shown, Itoshi Rin once again refuses to shoot the ball, instead stomping down on it, gritting his teeth. Isagi and Kaiser are both shown with confusion, as he clearly could have scored a goal there, however with Rin cracking his knuckles, he says that they're wrong. With the next panel then showing an apparition of Itoshi's eye at his front, it seems more like he was telling himself that he was wrong. This was not the absolute limit that he could have pushed this goal, so while then cracking his shoulder, he admits that Itoshi's Sai would still call it lukewarm. Having more flashbacks of Sai from that night, Rin realizes that scoring this way will not lead to the evolution he so desperately wants. Burning one's life means you'll throw yourself into the strongest target with your strongest self, putting everything on the line. While saying this, he once again backhills a pass, however instead of going to the typical target of Nanase or Tokimitsu, Charles Chevalier actually traps the ball, even being surprised himself to be chosen. With an intense expression, Rin then intimidates the poor child by commanding him to gather all those that can die alongside him. Charles is quite actually getting shivers here, as Karasu and Tokimitsu don't know what the hell's going on. Ryusei could even tell that Itoshi Rin has a clear goal there, and even mocks him for being childish with his actions. Julian Loki has the most extreme expression of them all, as he tells Rin that he would get banned for life in an official game for this, however he seems more excited than upset. No one agrees with him and even goes as far to call Itoshi Rin the worst kind of egoist. The perspective then changes back to Isagi breaking apart into pieces, as Rin once again rushes forward, and our boy calls him an absolute maniac. Charles seems to lock in alongside Nanase and Ryusei, as Isagi continues the monologue how Rin is not the same as in the U20 game. It's actually even beyond that, as Rin now has bigger ambitions than even Isagi can realize. With apparitions of Nagi, Barou, and Kaiser then being shown in his mind, Isagi says that he only really considers a few people true geniuses. The current itoshi, however, exceeds that all and even his own visions, because for the first time in his life, there's an egoist that even he can't analyze. With Charles then passing off the ball as nobody's around to stop him, Rin is shown to trap the ball with the most badass aura we've ever seen. Hoshi on Twitter pointed out that it looks very similar to a dark sea urchin, which would fit perfectly with his theme of water. It also makes sense because the closer you get to Rin while he's in this state, the more he'll annihilate you and stab through the defense. Isagi glazes him in this panel with two nicknames, calling him both a beast of destruction and an incomprehensible creature, so I guess he's just every animal now. Continuing his role-playing session as a demon from hell, Itoshi continues sprinting up the field while asking edgy things like, "Have you ever played soccer with your life on the line? Like, my god, you are not Leon Kennedy, please take a step back." Ryusei, Hiyori, and even his own teammate Tokamitsu were shown to be scared as this creature continues forward though. Ryusei and Hiyori are fried again as Rin continues on to ask if they've ever lived, devoting their entire life to absolutely killing someone. With flashbacks of him destroying his toys as a kid and even Sai, Rin demands someone to come forth that can surpass even his brother. "Give your all to me, and put your life on the line." The final page shows Rin looking the most insane we've seen yet, and it's gotten so bad, even Isagi looks concerned and scared. If you look in the middle right of the page, his aura even seems to have a destroyer eye of its own, which is a really interesting detail. Anyways, we then end off with outro text, which says, "Pursued in the empty void of not being full, Itoshi-Sai's illusion appears. Even Isagi cannot understand this emotion or egoism." With that sadly being the final bit from today's chapter, Blue Lock will pick right back up next week with chapter 274 being titled No Longer Rivals. Make sure to comment down below what you all think this means, and I personally hope to see itoshi and shidou ryusei forming a chemical reaction. This is clearly copium however, and the more obvious option is that Rin scores a super goal and breaks free from his Isagi and Sai shackles. I believe the next chapter or the one after ends off this volume anyways, so a super goal leading into a celebration would fit properly here. I'm also really interested in this plotline, because now Isagi can still remain number 1 even with Rin scoring a super goal here. Loki quite literally said bro would be banned for life over this shit, and realistically, teams will see a players like this as a detriment. I know the situation with Barou and Ubers, but restarting a play from scratch is straight up ridiculous, and PXG is not looking for that kind of talent. Let me know what you guys think Rin and Isagi's bids will come out to post PXG match, and if I'm wrong on this. To end off today's video, I just want to thank you all so much for supporting the channel and tuning in. If you all enjoy staying up to date with Blue Lock and enjoy my content, please support the channel by clicking that subscribe button, commenting below your thoughts, and also feel free to join my community Discord so you can interact with me. With Season 2 also coming up every day getting closer, make sure to comment down below video ideas you'd like to see as well. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video.